Hey, welcome to the Thursday Chill Pill. Of course, here we are getting really close to Easter now. But the weather feels like it's got cold today.
I know. After that really
Yeah.
warm spell that we had, and it was like, yay, spring's
So
here.
nice.
Not. Now it's cold again.
Yeah, it's been beautiful. We've actually, how many days have we walked now? 24.
24, yeah.
24 straight days walking around.
Although the sun has been great, and there are some lovely Easter, just ready for Easter, the lovely buds and blooms on the flowering trees and stuff when you're walking around. It's so cheery to remember spring has come and new life, the
New
promise
life.
of new life. It's wonderful.
And we saw some folks yesterday.
Sandy and Pauline and their wee dogs. And
Sandy's son and his wife,
their family,
Yeah.
on a big motorbike. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it's still hard to believe Pauline actually
I know.
got on that.
Pauline,
Yeah.
you're so brave.
Well, I know
getting on a motorbike.
we saw her on it, but she actually was on the back and he was driving. So wow, I'd be scared.
Not yesterday, but we saw a picture of it.
Yeah.
It's good to see you guys out and
Yeah.
seeing all the different friends out. We're all keeping our distance and waving, but it's still nice to see friendly faces, familiar faces, and to see more people coming out and canoeists on the water and stuff. It was all
I'm
nice.
just wondering what's life going to be like, after all this, after COVID-19. It's like, has everything changed for good?
I think so. I read something today about Dr. Fauci saying, let's hope the handshake is gone forever. And in a way that's sad, but in a way it kind of like, yeah, let's not do that if that's going to be passing on. He says even with regular flu, that's how it gets passed on. So
Yeah, there's things we've been told for years that we've kind of neglected and allowed ourselves to get. I think people are going to be wearing masks for a while and
keeping a wee bit distant.
I know there's a government task force that's now being put together to think about how we're going to strategically get people back to work. So it's definitely going to start happening in May.
And maybe we have to see how that looks.
Yeah, but it's terrible how many people are dying from this.
Yes, it's very
the
sad.
statistics are absolutely scary. That half the people that go into ICU apparently die. If you get that bad, you've got a 50-50 chance of getting out. And a third of people who go on ventilators survive, so 2/3 don't.
It's very sad.
Yeah.
But hopefully, as always, our scientists and medics, and medical people will learn through this and find out more stuff about viruses and stuff to educate us on how to be more careful and what we need to do. And God willing, the vaccination comes soon. And
we're a ways off for vaccinations. The treatments are going to come first.
Yeah.
But there are, various treatments that they say might be able to help with that malaria drug and the tuberculosis inoculation.
They just need more testing done on it.
Yeah, there's a lot to do. Anyway, here we are on Easter week. I'm going to read some verses here. It's a very somber week. Of course, we're looking forward to Easter Sunday, but before we get there, we've got some terrible things happen to Jesus. He went through some awful suffering. And just before that, he's in the garden with Peter and James and John. And so it says in Mark's Gospel, and he took with him Peter and James and John, and he began to be greatly distressed and troubled. You don't hear that much about Jesus, but here he's distressed. Just in case you didn't think he really was human, here is, God doesn't get like this, into this state, but Jesus did. So there's the human part of Jesus. Greatly distressed and troubled, and he said to them, my soul is very sorrowful, even to death. Wow, that's big sorrow when you feel like everything's coming down on you so much so that you feel your sorrow is going to kill you. Then he says to them, remain here and watch. And going a little further, he fell on the ground and prayed that if it were possible, the hour might pass from him. And he said, Abba, Father, all things are possible for you. Remove this cup from me. Wow. There's Jesus saying, if it's possible,
I'd really rather not do it.
Yeah, remove it from me. I don't want to do this. Yet, he says, not what I will, but what you will. Your will be done. Gosh. And he came and found them sleeping. That must have been a big disappointment to Jesus. And he said to Peter, Simon, are you asleep? Could you not watch just 1 hour? Watch and pray that you may not enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. And again he went away and prayed, saying the same words. And again he came and found them sleeping, for their eyes were very heavy, and they did not know what to answer him. And he came the third time and said to them, are you still sleeping and taking your rest? It is enough. The hour has come. The Son of Man is betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. See, my betrayer is at hand. And of course we know that
He was betrayed.
he was betrayed for 30 pieces of silver.
But you know, the picture of the disciples, they're sleeping and sleeping and sleeping some more, is just so utterly like us as human beings. So many times we simply don't get it. We don't get how serious a situation is, or what's going on. Sometimes we just get so consumed with how we feel.
Right.
And they couldn't see beyond that. And I don't condemn the disciples. I probably would have been sleeping too, but it's like,
Well, maybe not you.
well, maybe not me, because I don't sleep very well, but that's a good point. But the thing is like, we do miss some stuff, you know, as human beings, a lot of times, because why? Do you think we're not staying close enough to the Lord sometimes? We're not focused in on some of the things that we should be?
Yeah.
And we get consumed with things, just the everyday things around us. I don't know. We lose perspective, don't we?
Yeah, I think we do. That human element there is so apparent. You know, Jesus said, just stay awake with me. Just please stay with me just as I'm going through this. Is a tormenting time. His soul is distressed even unto death. And he really wants them to stand by him, and they can't do it. They can't. They're too sorrowful. They don't know what's going on. They're confused, and you know, for them this is just a nightmare ending. Well, they don't exactly know totally what's going to happen next, but they just can't get over what's happening. And I think when you're down and really distressed, that's what you do. You tend to sleep, and that was some kind of escape. But Jesus couldn't escape. You know, he said if it's possible, but he couldn't escape, and he didn't escape. He went through it for all of us. And so this Easter time, just keep reflecting on that, what it cost Jesus to die for you and for me. An amazing sacrifice by the Son of God to die for the sins of the whole world. Well, Solange, Ruth, we'll be back. Actually, we're going to be singing a song for you tomorrow. It's going to be put on Facebook. When I Survey the Wondrous Cross, and just reading some more of the crucifixion story. So tune in for that tomorrow sometime.
And everyone, just let's stay encouraged and stay focused on the Lord right now.
Yeah, and just be careful too. Don't be taking risks right now. You know, it's easy to let your guard down, but don't.
God bless.
God bless. Pip, pip.
And cheerio.
And cheerio.